the front page of these days, and that's why we put the brakes right now on the headline segment. And we'll go on this short break. When we come back, the conversation will continue. State of the Nigerian nation, where President Bola Tinubu took over May 29. He swore to an oath of office, to make life better for Nigerians and to do everything according to the confines of our constitution. And that's the grand norm, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. How has it been so far? May 29th to November 8, 2023. What has happened? Where are we? Where were we? Where are we right now? Where are we heading to? Is there any brightness? Talking about our horizon. We interrogate these with two gentlemen when we come back from this break. It's the Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Let's tell you, please follow us on all our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And of course, our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. We'll be right back.
Familusi Kuti was an educationist and advocate of women's rights. She was recognized for her vitriolic comments against colonial policy of taxation as it affected the Nigerian women. Bere, as fondly addressed by her women followers, Familusi championed the initiation of universal adult suffrage, which gave an unprecedented leeway for women to contest elective offices and power to exercise voting rights. Married to a foremost educationist and teacher, Ilesa-West Kuti, the first president of Nigeria Union of Teachers, Familusi Kuti was the mother of children who inherited her spirit of activism. Olufela and Be Ololari, the former, a renowned musical legend. She was the first female student of Abeokuta Grammar School and the first female to own and drive a car in Nigeria. The award recipient of Member of Order of Nigeria MON and Lenin Peace Prize, was born on 25th October 1900 and was killed on 13th April 1978 by rampaging road soldiers in Lagos. Western Spring Television identifies Familusi Kuti as a watershed character in history.
All right, you're welcome back. I will delve straight into the matter right now, talking about the state of the Nigerian nation, especially at this time. Just like I said earlier, before the break, President Tinubu took over May 29. So how has he fared so far? Just having this conversation to have a periodic assessment, of what is happening to Nigerians as a people and, of course, to Nigeria as a state. May 29 to November 8, 2023. What has happened so far? Is life better right now? What is going on? Is there light at the end of the tunnel? How are Nigerians feeling really on these things? All right. We have been joined right now by Familusi Oladele Isaiah. He is a political and policy analyst, by the way, and of course, the secretary for Ilesa-West Central LCDA, and of course, a PDP chieftain. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, good to have you join us.
It's my pleasure.
All right, let's get straight into it. President Tinubu has spent some months already, May 29 to November 8. So we're looking at the state of the nation. How has it been economically, security-wise, education? Look at how the people are faring. Will you say in good conscience and of course factually, how will you rate things since President Bola Tinubu took over, firstly as a Nigerian?
Thanks so much. But what I would say, first of all,
can you please speak up?
Hello?
Yes, well, please go ahead.
All right. I said, first of all, I want us all to have something in mind.
Okay.
And that thing is, the election period is over.
Yes.
And even all the processes of election are all over. I'm trying to revert to the issue of the litigation that follows the election or emergence of President Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. So everything is over right now. So we are not discussing or saying anything regarding electioneering or whatever. Now, we are talking of governance proper now. So far, so good. To a reasonable extent, well, he's doing his best. And rating him or rating his administration so far, though the administration has witnessed so many negativities, Nigerians are at the moment experiencing a very tough time under the present administration due to majorly the removal of subsidy. We know the negative events that people are feeling, the acid side of it that people are feeling at the moment. It has never been convenient for anybody in this country. So I don't think Nigerians are not finding it easy. Nigerians are not finding it easy at all. That is on the economic aspect of it.
Yeah.
But the security-wise, may I say this? So far, so good. Compared with what we experienced during the past administration of Buhari, security-wise, I want to say, well, I think it's better. Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
Yeah. So the country is better off security-wise compared to what we used to have during Buhari administration, immediate past administration. So that is what I would say. So far, so good about the economy and even on the security-wise.
Honorable Familusi, you said security-wise the country is better. We've had a spate of insecurity recently. We had people killed in Yobe State, people killed in Zamfara State. Farmers cannot go to farm. In fact, there was a situation in Yobe State, I think, where people were killed. They were macheted, they were stabbed.
13 were beheaded.
13 were beheaded.
On their farms. Yeah.
On their farms. Is that better? There was a time where people were killed, the mourners went to bury their dead, and on their way back, the mourners were killed. Is that better? I want you to put it in perspective. You know, I don't just want you to generalize and say things are better. Let's look at the indices here. Are things really better, security-wise?
Yeah, why? I'm still on my point that it's still a bit better. You know, I've not said we are not experiencing all what you just mentioned now. we experienced this during the immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari. But even now that we are even still experiencing this, all this, still, they are still far, far better than what we used to have during the Buhari administration.
All right, that's security, but some other persons will say having people killed, beheaded every now and then is not a good sign. You have to compare to where we are coming from. And of course, Honorable Familusi, you have said, in your own opinion, security is better, but then it is what it is. Now, Yobe, incessant attacks, Borno State, incessant attacks, Zamfara, spate of kidnapping has not really, gone down, so to speak. So one would say, what has been different? What is President Tinubu doing differently? Knowing fully well he promised to hit the ground running. This is why it was when he was campaigning, and even when he took over, that there is no time to lose again. Things is going to be different. And now, June, July, August, September, October, now November, almost 5 or 6 months in Sadu. One would say maybe it still has 4 years to use, but then when you talk about the loss of human lives, when this is done, sadly, it can never be retrieved. And these are some of the points that people are making. It's an APC government, and thank God where you started from. This is not about party. This is not about election. It's about governance. How has Nigerians' lives become better? Speaking about this matter. But moving on, from security perspective, let's look at the economy. The removal of subsidy has thrown the nation and its economy into some kind of very uncomfortable dimension, and everybody knows that this is what has happened and this is where we are at this time. But it's looking like we are helpless. So is it not because the president is not really prepared to face the attendant consequences of the removal of subsidy? Because many is saying it's like Tinubu just wanted to remove that subsidy because Nigeria cannot afford it, but he wasn't prepared to go all the way. Do you see it that way?
Yeah, like what we used to say, and even what we are still saying now, and exactly what I said earlier. Removal of subsidy is a very good decision. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Considering the positive effects or the possible size of it, the removal of the subsidy.
Does it have any positive effect?
But the point now is the timing. The timing. President Tinubu announced the removal of subsidy on the first day in office, even while it was during his swearing ceremony. The first address he made was when he removed the subsidy. And the negative effect of that has been on Nigeria even up to now, because the timing was wrong. It's not about the removal, it's about the timing. So he took that action at the very wrong time. And the negative effect of what Nigerians, the hardship side of it, Nigerians are experiencing even up to now. Look at the rate we are buying the PMS now. Look at the rate we are buying the PMS. So it's not really convenient. The economy is just too hard on people. But considering the positive side of it, the positive side of it, the positive effects of the removal of the subsidy that Nigerians are still going to experience better later, not immediately. So that's what I said is about timing. So the time he did that was very, very wrong.
All right, so you have established that the timing when President Tinubu took this decision was wrong. Are you saying that President Bola Tinubu lacks tact? Because doing the right thing at the wrong time means as a person, as an individual, you're not tactful. You've not thought things through. Because you can't say doing the right thing at the wrong time is a good thing. It's still a bad thing. So would you say the president lacks tact? He is a trained accountant, and one would want to believe that he should do better as a trained and experienced accountant.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Honorable Familusi?
Please, can you just come in?
I'm asking you, you have established the fact that Mr. President Bola Tinubu removing the subsidy at the time was wrong timing. Subsidy removal is a good thing, but he did it at the wrong time. I'm asking you, are you then saying that Mr. Bola Tinubu, President Bola Tinubu, I beg your pardon, lacks tact? Because doing the right thing at the wrong time shows you how an individual is tactful. And I said, as a trained accountant and an experienced one would expect better from President Bola Tinubu.
Okay, as regarding that, right?
Please go ahead.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Oh, okay. I think we're having some connection issues.
Can you hear us clearly, Honorable Familusi?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So did you get my question?
Did you get the question?
Hello?
Okay. We might have to reconnect and, call him back. We're having connections issues right now. And, talking about tact and strategy. Yeah. President Bola Tinubu, by his loyalists and many persons, they saw him as a master strategist.
Exactly.
And so is he living up to that appellation right now? And I very much get your question. Is that what it is now? Or is he overwhelmed? That's a question that we must ask as well.
Or is he overhyped?
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Honorable.
Hello, Mr. Femi.
All right. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
All right. My colleague, we asked the question again.
Let me go over my question again, just so you know you heard that. So you have established in your introduction that the president removing the fuel subsidy is a good thing. Fuel subsidy removal is a good thing, but the timing is wrong when Mr. President did that. And I'm asking you, does that mean that Mr. President lacks tact? You know, he's said to be a strategist. He's said to be someone that is tactful. But with what he has done, doing the right thing at the wrong time, doesn't that shows that Mr. President really is overhyped when it comes to him being a strategist?
Yes. Exactly the point. He did the right thing at a very wrong time. He did the right thing. Did the right thing because the fact remains that considering the advantages of the subsidy removal on the economy, you will later agree with everybody that it's a very good thing that he removed it, provided they do not even return to the old days. They don't even return to the old of the same system. Are you hello?
We are with you.
Okay. So now, Mr. President has acted wrongly because he acted at the wrong time. But the removal of the subsidy is a good thing. Consider the advantageous side of it.
All right, Honorable, one we want to ask, does it appear like there is any advantage to this removal of subsidy now? Because an average Nigerian will ask, so how is this paying us right now? Who is gaining? Who is losing? Is there any good in this removal so far? Honorable.
What we need to do is to state the advantages of the subsidy removal in the first system.
So is there any?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead. Is there any advantage right now?
On the economy right now?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
Yes. Because number one, Nigeria has saved a lot of money. The money siphoned by those who were gaining on the subsidy. Nigeria has saved money based on the fact, based on what they are even telling us, and based on the economic side of it. That okay, Nigeria has saved so money, so money is what Nigeria has saved so far. But it's quite unfortunate they are telling us that Nigeria has saved so money. Reasonable numbers of amount of money, amount of millions or billions of dollars. has been saved by Nigeria on this, on the removal of the subsidy. But do we really have the positive effect of are Nigerians really feeling it?
Yes.
Are Nigerians really feeling it? That was why I said it was a long time. They told us they removed the subsidy. And removal of the subsidy has its own advantages. But are we really feeling it now as Nigerians on the economy at the moment? That is exactly what we need to ask ourselves. Now Nigerians are feeling the hardship. The hardship is just too much on Nigerians. The economy is not friendly. But we are saving money based on what they are telling us. But it's quite unfortunate. They are telling us, okay, they have they have saved so money because there are certain number of people who are just benefiting from the subsidy at the initial stage before this removal. But now they have removed it. They told us they have saved money. That is one aspect of it. But the other aspect is the period, as at the time they removed it, I want to believe the administration was not prepared. Because if the administration are prepared, there should be some cushion event, there should be some palliatives that we are supposed to have even before the removal of the subsidy. I'm not talking about sharing or distribution of rice they are doing or whatever. But they should have prepared Nigerians, okay, because they know the removal will cause a lot of things, will bring a lot of hardship for Nigerians. So this is what they did not consider before. And that is the negative side of it. Nigerians are now feeling it. But now on the advantage that they are claiming that we have as the country is the fact that they have saved some reasonable amount of money.
All right, Honorable, and that makes me want to ask, because you have talked about timing, you have talked about thinking through with decisions, and if actually it is what it is, or those decisions should have been done or asked at the proper time. So let me ask you categorically, do you sincerely believe that Nigerians, President Bola Tinubu was really ready for what was ahead of him in the first one? And I'll tell you why. What the state of things under President Muhammadu Buhari, in his 8 years, he tried his best, but we all knew and we know how he left it. Now, President Bola Tinubu said it has always been his lifetime ambition. He was ready for governance. He has been building capacity. As it appears now, as a strategist that he was touted to be, does he appear like he was ready to go all the way and knew the enormous things or done enormous work that he has on his hands? Did he look like that? And is he looking like that? That he was ready for governance?
It's obvious Mr. President was not ready. As at the time of his assumption of office, he was not ready. Now, like I think a month or two of his assumption of office, his wife was even attacking the immediate past administration that her husband inherited poor economy, that her husband inherited poor economy from past administration. And the media aid to the immediate past president, Gbolabo, was also replying the wife of Mr. President that she should go and ask her husband and tell her husband to repair Nigeria. That her husband has done the worst economically for Nigeria. That the woman should not blame Buhari's administration, the past Buhari's administration. That she should go and tell her husband to fix the country. That it is her husband that has spoiled the country within this period of 2 months. So it means, you're not even saying, it's not even about Tinubu. It is about the administration, it is about the APC. Immediately you see two people, the immediate past administration and the present administration, attacking each other. The same people the same people, produced by the same platform, and now attacking themselves, attacking each other. So with what we are experiencing at the moment, it is obvious that the APC, we are not even talking, at least there is no how we won't mention the party, because that is the platform that produced them. So it is obvious now, even during the last administration, Buhari was not prepared, and even at the present administration, it is obvious Tinubu is not prepared.
Okay, so let's talk about what Mr. President and his administration in general is doing to salvage this situation, this sad situation that we find ourselves in the country. They're trying to move away from petrol-run buses to compressed natural gas buses. And of course, the federal government said it already concluded plans to deploy about 11,500 CNG buses all across the country. And according to what they say, the CNG will be sold at 250 naira per liter, which one would say that's good. That's a good one. I'd like to get your take on this. Do you think as a country we are ready for the CNG buses, and do you think this is workable?
Well, it is easier said than done. We've had a lot of promises in the past, and this is another one we are hearing now. Not until then. Before you talk about all this, the question we need to ask ourselves is, number one, what is even the state of our refinery? Can there be any magic doing this without having our refineries on ground working? So how do we want to do this? How do we want to do this? Our refinery, we had 4 refineries. Even during the administration of the PDP administration, but I don't want to be political. During the administration of the past administration of Evelyn Jonathan, as at the time he was leaving, Nigeria, at least we had 4 refineries operating, working. But as of today, no one is working. So now we are promising Nigerians that, okay, in the next few days, in the next few weeks, in the next few months, we begin to sell PMS at a rate of 250 naira per liter. How?
Not PMS.
What is the magic?
I didn't say PMS. I said the compressed natural gas, not the PMS.
Gas-powered buses.
Gas-powered buses, not the petrol buses. That's what I'm talking about. So I think we had delivery of some in Abuja recently.
You know. Yeah, but now I think he's saying, Honorable is saying, let them bring it. It's easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
All right, we'll talk about inflation under President Tinubu. You know, when he came into power, there is a data from International Center for Investigative Reporting, and they said when he took over in May, it was 22.41% when he assumed office, and now, you know, but by August, it has grown to 25.80, talking about the percentage of inflation. And then the data speaks for itself. How much was things being sold like a month ago? Let's even take it back a month ago and what it is being sold right now. In May, you know, a kg of cooking gas was around 650 or thereabout. As on Monday, now it was 1,100 naira per kg. So the facts are there to see, speaking for itself. But then let's talk about appointments made so far by Mr. President. The security chiefs have been changed, all of them. The IGP has been changed. The CBN governor has been changed. Many things. Several MDAs are being changed right now, possibly to bring in people that will work for him. And then the ministers were nominated, and many of them, in all of them, by the way, they have started working, at least officially. Many of them have been speaking up to show what they are doing. So I'd like to ask you, what do you make of President Bola Tinubu's appointment made so far? How will you rate their workings? Yeah, of course, you are trying to be apolitical, which is okay, not to be political. But you have the PDP, and the president is of the APC. But firstly, as a Nigerian, what do you make of all his appointments so far? Do you think he got them right?
Well, I won't say he got them right. Because even let's leave party affiliation.
Of course.
Let's leave party affiliation. If we were to go tribal, so we should not be tribalistic. I'm a Yoruba person. And the appointment made so far, I know we are on here, but there is nothing, At least we are not being tribalistic, we are not against any tribe.
Yeah.
But what the president has done so far, I think on our own side, it's fine. It's fine on our own side. And I want to believe so far, at least he had appointed those who are supposed to be there. He has appointed those who are supposed to be there. So his appointment so far has been nice to me.
All right, but talking about nepotism and having a one-sided kind of appointment, many persons have said President Tinubu, as most of his appointments have been, lopsided. Talking about it, as you have just confirmed it as well, as majorly people from the Southwest that you are finding in this administration. And this was the same thing in which the people, many persons, political parties, CSOs, observers, many well-meaning Nigerians talked about during President Tinubu's, former President Buhari's tenure, that most of the appointments were tailored towards the North. He had many Northern people there, and many persons from the South frowned at it. It was a government of the North by the North, and it is. But it stands right now. Many persons are saying the same thing is being repeated in this administration. Many persons are in this administration that are of higher percentage of people from the South, and especially the Southwest. Is that not being unfair? Because you say as a Yoruba person, you are okay with that, but does that pay the nation? Talking about inclusivity.
Nepotism, you can't erase it from the APC. It is their system as a party. Buhari did his own. And now it is the turn of Tinubu. And Tinubu is doing his own. So what do you want to say?
But you have said it's okay by you as well. You said it's okay by you.
I'm not going to go against this. I'm a Yoruba person.
Okay.
I'm a Southwesterner. And he has even tried, anyway, in fairness to him, at least he has even appointed people from the other regions too.
Is that the way it's supposed to be?
At least 45-50% he has tried.
All right.
So the appointment has been nice to me, no problem, no issue.
Okay. Once it's favored your side, you are fine by it. It means when somebody from other parts of the...
Not only my side, he had appointed from the other side too. What did he do? It is the style of the APC. So what do you want to say?
All right, Honorable, are we talking about where these people are from or the competence that they have to deliver on the job? Because you have been saying it's fine by me. I don't have a problem with it because he appointed more people from the southwestern part of the country. And according to you, he tried because he at least accommodated some people from the other regions of the country. Is this about where the people are from or them doing the job and delivering on what they've promised to do?
Yeah, it's about what they promised to do. It's about service delivery. Not even about the side of the appointment. Okay, this appointment is coming from the Yoruba side. At least those people he had appointed, going by their resume, they are competent people, and I want to believe they will perform.
All right, let's take it home now. And I'll be asking you, you just said it yourself, and it's obvious. The Supreme Court has decided on the matter. The fate is sealed. Talking about the last presidential election, President Tinubu is the president right now, at least for the next 4 years, until Nigerians possibly says otherwise, or, if he's seeking re-election, by the way. But then the Labour Party has come out through their presidential candidate to say they are ready for opposition right now. They said Mr. Peter Obi, said so many things, and which was like casting aspersion on the judiciary. But they said in the business of politics, they are ready for opposition. The APC is in power. Your party, the PDP, seems like a party that is neither there or here. So moving on, opposition in Nigeria, what critical role do they have to play? I'm talking about credible critical role And in the middle of this, where will be the PDP? It appears you are just nowhere.
We are part of the system. And we are putting the present administration on his toe. We are the major opposition in the country at the moment. Like I said earlier, electioneering period has come and gone. The election processes have been concluded. No more, no less. Now the APC is there, really. So as the opposition, we are already playing our roles, even as a party, as a PDP, not only in the Labour Party. Peter Obi just came out yesterday or 2 days ago to give his own opinion on the fight, on the last filing of the Supreme Court. So now at the moment we are already doing our own, and we can't stop. So we are already putting this administration on its toes.
All right.
So as an opposition party, what we need to do and what we are already doing is to correct the administration. Where the administration is getting it wrong, when we are to correct it, which we are already doing.
All right. As it stands right now, we would like to thank you for being part of the program. But in 10 seconds, if you can just rate on a scale of 5 to 10 in the last 5 months or thereabout, generally speaking, how will you rate the performance of President Bola Tinubu at the end of affairs on a scale of 1 to 10?
It has been a very worst period for Nigeria. Because decision taken earlier, the president took it at a very wrong time. So the hardship has just been too much on Nigerians. So Nigerians have not been finding it easy.
So on a scale of 1 to 10,
put a number to it.
Will you put a number?
1 to 10. Without being political, I think I will have to give him 1.
1.
That's
interesting. What you're saying. Thank you.
Out of 10.
Yes, Honorable Familusi Oladele Isaiah is a political analyst and, of course, the secretary for Ilesa-West Central LCDA. Thank you for your time on the program.
You're welcome, my brother. Thanks for having me.
All right, you're welcome. That's quite an interesting one.
Yeah. Filled it up with that poor max there, 1 over 10 for Mr. President. For
Mr. Familusi, by the way, that's his opinion about what is happening. We take a break right now. When we come back, we take another stakeholder, the Western Spring Television. Stay with us.
But perhaps we don't give them a reason to. Our unique species of gorilla are only found in a small forest between Nigeria and Cameroon. With only 300 left in the wild, we cannot afford to lose even one. Traps and snares used in catching bushmeat often kills or injures gorillas too, driving them to extinction. And that, you agree, is no laughing matter. So say no to illegal bushmeat from endangered animals. Keep them wild and keep us safe.
COVID-19 is a global crisis. Businesses, cities, even countries were shut down by a disease traced to a wildlife market. We must never let it happen again. In captivity, wild animals are potential sources of disease. To protect our wildlife and our health, say no to illegal bushmeat and report wildlife crime. Keep them wild and keep us safe.
Ilesa-West Herbert Macaulay, politician, nationalist and journalist, was the first Nigerian to qualify as a civil engineer, surveyor and architect. Born on November 14, 1864, Herbert Macaulay was the founder of Nigeria's National Democratic Party, the first political party in pre-independent Nigeria. Scholars of Nigeria's political history describe Herbert Macaulay as the intellectual bulldog of 19th century Nigerian nationalist movement, in a deference to his qualities as founder and leader of two foremost political parties, Nigeria National Democratic Party (NNDP) and National Council of Nigerian Citizens (NCNC). His matchless versatility in party organization and control kept the British colonialists on their toes in the entire span of his active life. After his death on 7th May 1946, Herbert Macaulay remains a hero of his country, which recognized his anti-colonial struggles. Today, Nigeria's 10 naira coin bears his oval face and trademark mustache. Western Spring Television identifies Herbert Macaulay as a major character in history. The Korean War of 1950 to 1953 pitched North and South Korea against each other in response to intrigues by nations beyond their border with different interests from those canvassed by the two brother nations. The Korean War had all the nuances of an external conflict induced by powers that were interested in subjugating North and South Korea. Japan had leveraged on its military power to annex Korea in 1900 and imposed a military union that did not sit well with the citizens. Japan not only lost its war of conquest against Korea, all its powers were obliterated by the effect of the World War II. The end of World War II got Korea divided into two nations along 38 parallel lines by the instrumentality of the United States of America and the Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. The Korean War lapsed into a Cold War when it stopped the prying eyes of external forces into the internal affairs of a nation now divided along its north and southern territories. Western Spring Television identifies the Korean War as a major event in history.
Èkó Lagos, Èkó akéte ìlú ọgbọ́n, Èkó akéte ìlú ìmọ̀, ọmọ ọlọ́gbọ́n dorí ẹja mú, àwọn òmùgọ̀ àdì mú nírù. Ẹni dèkó tí ò gbọ́n, ọgbọ́n rẹ̀ dọ̀run alákejì. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí àrọ́bá, ẹni tó tẹ ìṣẹ́ridó tó sì kọ́kọ́ gbé ibẹ̀ lọ́dún 1699 ló jẹ́ ọdẹ tí orúkọ rẹ̀ ń jẹ́ Ògúnfúnminíre, ọmọ ọba ìlú Ilé-Ifẹ̀ ní í ṣe. Ó máa ń ṣọdẹ lọ síbẹ̀ láti Ifẹ̀. Ó sì pàgọ́ tó ti máa ń sinmi ṣáájú kó tún tó lọ bẹ ilé rẹ̀ wò. Nígbà tó yá, àwọn ọdẹ mìíràn wá darapọ̀ mọ́ láti ṣọdẹ. Nínú igbó yìí ni wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣọdẹ tí wọ́n sì ń pọ̀ sí i pẹ̀lú àwọn ènìyàn wọn. Báyìí ni wọ́n ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní tàn kálẹ̀ tó fi dé gbogbo ibi tí Èkó fẹ̀ dé lónìí. Ìlú Èkó, ìlú ńlá. Ìlú Èkó yìí ni ibùdó agbára ìṣàkóso ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà wà tẹ́lẹ̀ rí, pàápàá lásìkò yìí.
Welcome back to Morning Spring right here on Western Spring Television. This is the conversation. We had the first leg of the conversation centering on the state of the nation looking at the security, economy, and all other sectors of our economy as a country. This is the second leg, and of course, joining us online this morning, we have Dr. Gbolabo Oni. He is a policy affairs analyst. He will help us have a better view on the state of the nation this morning. Good morning to you, Doctor. How are you doing today?
Good morning, everyone there.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
So let's just get into it. On May 29, 2023, there was a handing over from former President Muhammadu Buhari to the now President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. From May 29 till today, November 8th, I want you to tell us, what do you think of the state of our nation?
Yeah, the state of our nation is still moving. It is just budding under new government, and we are yet to even define what the take will be, but they have taken off. Let's wait and see.
Okay.
All right. Categorically, we're talking about the administration since President Tinubu took over in May to what we have right now. Have we fared as a nation? Have we moved? Are we retrogressing as a nation, or the speed of the movement? And let's take it categorically. Let's pick it from security angle. It's like it appears it's been from frying pan to fire. We know what the situation was at the twilight of President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure to what it is right now. Almost every day, killings are being recorded. It seems the northeastern part of the country, security-wise, has degenerated again. But, you know, quoting President Tinubu when he was canvassing for votes, he said he was going to hit the ground running. Even when he took over, there is no time to waste. But it seems he's not hitting the ground security-wise. How will you rate it? Yesterday, it was reported that 13 farmers were beheaded on their farms in Ohiolei State now. And the day before it was Adamawa, the day before it was Zamfara. So what do we have on our hands?
Yes, when we talk about security, we should not just see security as just isolated incidents. Let's look at the comprehensive sphere of security. Under President Buhari, or even before Buhari, there was a time almost 5 states were under the control of Boko Haram. At a point, they were bombing in Abuja, Iyanya, and other places. They even bombed a United Nations building. Over time, they were rolled back to the extent of keeping them at the edges of Borno. And later, they moved to the river basin, very close to Chad.
Lake Chad, yeah.
With that, we can measure degree of improvement. Now, a new government is there. Even before Buhari left, he was able to at least make significant impact. Now that the new government is there, yeah, I won't deny the presence of isolated cases like you mentioned, but it's still not yet enough to determine the security situation for now. But he needs to do some things. Maybe the changing of the service chiefs is not working. Maybe the cooperation between the Joint Task Force and the Army is having lapses. These are the things we should do. But we can't use these isolated cases to just define security situation for now.
All right. Doctor, you know, one will say, when you say isolated, it's not just about those states. The agitations in the southeast and the unknown gunmen issue is still there, killings still happening, attacks going on, although different contexts and different dimensions. But it has to do.
I'm happy that you know different contexts and different situations.
Yeah, just laying the context there, but it still has to do with loss of human lives and property. So if we are saying it's not yet, maybe it's too early to define him with what is happening, one will say any life that is lost can never be retrieved, and is the duty of any responsible government all over the world. And the first thing is the security of human lives and property. So when it's coming in, irrespective of who has been sworn in this case is President Tinubu, it will be demand that will be defined and be judged by what is happening right now. So are we saying the time is not yet right for us to define him by what is on ground? Is that what you're saying?
Mr. Femi, let me tell you this.
Please.
I'm happy that you have used the southeast and the northeast. I will now help you to add the southwest. Look, these three zones are having different security problems. But in conjunction with the state activities, they were able to make impact in their respective forms. Take for instance, in the southeast, the case is peculiar. Why is it peculiar? It is not as a result of insurgency. It is not as a result of external aggression. It is as a result of making themselves unsafe. Unknown government, where were they from? I'm asking you. The people that constituted unknown government, it will be Agu and other security apparatus that are not state controlled. So the peculiarity of Southeast is different. I agree with you that no life should be lost anywhere at any point in time, but not a situation where a group of people refuse to make themselves safe. Look at southwestern Nigeria here.
Doctor, how do you mean they have refused to make themselves safe? Because because you are talking about.
Can you highlight us on what the causes? The causes of insecurity.
Doctor, yeah, if I may land on this matter, you said they have refused to make themselves safe, but then that's why.
Yes, and I stand on
sorry,
it.
but that's why we have a government. So it's looking like okay, because these people are agitating or they have some concerns in which they are using to hurt themselves, using a logic now. It means let's leave them to destroy themselves.
No,
is that what a government will do? Yes.
Hello, let me give you an example.
Please.
Okay. When Sunday Igboho rose up in the southwest, he was trying to make case for Yoruba nation. And few people supported him. Over time, he changed his tact and focused on blackmailing Fulani Hausa as kidnappers. But at a point in time, when he started making case for Yoruba nation at the level of violence and arm bearing, what did people do? People rose against him. They told him that you cannot create parallel paramilitary network in a situation where we still have functioning government. That is what happened here. But in the southeast, at a point in time again, some of them were denying it, that it was an external aggression. When the Kanu came out and was agitating, remember someone had been on this cause before, who was Rike, and has been advocating for the Biafran nation, but without arms. But when this man came, the man called Nnamdi Kanu, started inflammatory statements, urging people to bear arms. What were the states and the allies in that society doing? You know, we have problem of confronting truth. What were they doing? It was as a result of his IPO that created Ebubiagu. From there, we saw an Eastern Security Network and different networks of securities that were not registered by government. So that case is different from general insecurity in Nigeria. Please. And look at the relative peace that is still existing in Southwest. Do you know it's not as a result of federal government? It is majorly because of the Amotekun outreach that were jointly created by the 5 governors. That is why I resorted that people can only be saved as much as they want themselves to be saved. Government can only complement it.
All right, Doctor. By the way, let's just state it there. The Ebobeago is the eastern version of Amotekun.
Yes.
It is the ESN that is the armed part of IPOB. Evelyn.
All right, so Doctor, you have been able to establish that there are peculiarities in the different regions. Yes, we have general insecurity, but there are peculiarities in the different regions. Let's talk about the abductions going on, especially in the northern part of the country. We know that we also have in other regions, but particularly it's more particular or peculiar with the northern part of the country. We have students being abducted from their hostels. We have corps members being abducted on their way to camp. And it seems the government sees it as a norm. No one is alarmed by this spate of kidnappings anymore. There was a situation where corps members were joining to their camp for their orientation course for 3 weeks, and they were abducted. And the orientation course went on as though nothing happened. We have scores of corps members that were kidnapped, and all our security agents were saying, heads of security agents and also the federal government said at the time was, we are on top of the matter. When will all this stop?
There is no timetable for when it started. And nobody can, I'm not privileged to give you when it will stop. But the reality of the matter is this. Kidnapping keeps happening in that area. Let's remember, there was a time when it was a flagrant attack. The whole community will be sacked. Now, to a significant extent, the military has been able to decimate these bandits. But at this tail end, which is significant of a dying force, I mean the bandits, they resorted to another tax, which is kidnapping. And it will be unfair to government to say that they are not doing anything. It was in the news last week that the house of one of the chief bandits was ransacked and several arms were recovered from that place. Some of those people, the corps members that were kidnapped, some of them were rescued. At the same time, it shouldn't happen because they are supposed to be incremental value in the system. And we still blame government for allowing lapses, but for saying that they are not working, when we can record significant success in some zones, it won't suffice.
Do you think that our military and the policing system is understaffed?
Overwhelmed.
They are not overwhelmed, neither overstaffed. Because recruitment keeps going on. But what we are saying is change of tact. Look, the people we are dealing with, they are not dollars, they are not dummies. They improve in their trade. It is not left for government to introduce some aspect of security management. For example, now, up to now, we are still expecting a case where our security outfits will be using drones to monitor, where we'll be using local intelligence, and the natives to do a kind of surveillance, human surveillance. We need to improve. That they are not working is out of it, but they need to improve.
All right, they need to improve. These words are, let me quote what the Daily Sun had yesterday. He said, Boko Haram horror in Borno and Katsina. Insurgents behead 13 farmers. Kill 9, kidnap others in separate attacks. 1 killed, and soldiers missing as gunmen strike in Niger. Burn vehicles conveying foodstuff. Not being purveyors of bad news there, but that's the reality. This was just yesterday. And you know, when we said that at a time in our nation, bombs was going off in some part of the country, terrorists were hoisting their flags in some part of the country, but it's no more the same. I remember like a year or two ago, under the administration and the second time of President Buhari, the governor of Niger came out to say Niger, in which is a state, is not safe. From Shiroro down, is not safe, and said that the bandits have taken over a significant part of the state, and he even said they are just few kilometers away from Abuja. That was the former governor of Niger State before Governor Bago came here right now. And so looking at that, this is just like a year or two ago. So what we have right now, President Tinubu came into power in May 2023. 23, yeah, May 29. I'm trying to say. So he has changed the security acts. The IGP has changed. We have a new NSA. You know, many of these architecture has changed, but it seems nothing is changing. Obviously, that's the way it seems. And then Dr. Gbolabo Oni, is it like we have not departed from what used to be? It's like it's just the norm, isn't it?
Changing head of security outfits is a step. Their impact is another level. So what we're saying now is, what are the coordinated efforts of the state with federal government, with the people, and with the security forces around them? And we keep on using Southwest as an example. Look at when kidnapping started trickling down here. We used to hear it far away in Kogi and Benue and up there, or at the up north. Later, we started hearing it at that it happened around Agunba, coming down to Owo, now to Ilesa, even to the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Yeah. But when Amotekun came, things changed. That does not mean that we are still not having cases, but it has significantly been reduced. So in over there too, something must be wrong. We can't say because we change the security heads and things are getting worse. So what we're supposed to look into now is not just general rating. What are the activities of the state governors? What are the activities of the local government heads? Be it the official and the natives. How are they now networking with the federal government? Are they putting on any proposal? Are they telling them what will happen in their environment and the topography? What are those measures? What are the ways they are using? These are the things we should be talking about. We should be talking about the details and the nitty-gritty, not just superficial analysis that they are not trying. Weeks ago, I read it in newspaper that some places were bombed through area surveillance. Can we eliminate that one out of their performances? No. So let's go to the causes of the matter. Why are we having relapse? Those are the things we should face, not just a superficial rating that is doing well or is not doing well. Even if there is no physical attack, what of threat? Because there are cases in some villages where farmers are still paying some money, taxes, to bandits for them to be able to farm. So these are the details we should go into. Even if at all we are not even seeing physical attack or these reportable attacks, what of the covert ones? Yes. Yeah, doctor. So that's what we're saying. And in a situation where we want to achieve that one, the local government, the natives, the state must be able to put up a proposal, must be able to decide what is happening, not just complaining.
Talking about that, sorry, Femi, talking about the peculiarities of these states, and for the local government, the state government to join hands in bringing, proposals to the federal government on how to tackle these issues of insecurity in their states. A lot of groups, even before President Bola Tinubu came on board, have called for state police. It was a topic of discourse even during the electioneering campaign period. Lots of, I think 2 of the presidential candidates said they were definitely going to bring in state policing when they come on board. President Bola Tinubu is right now the president of the country, and he is really not talking about anything on that to provide state police, because you mentioned that the presence of Amotekun in the Southwest, in a way, dealt with the issue of insecurity in the Southwest region. Do you think that if we have state police, it will help further in curbing insecurity in our land?
I'm very happy for this your question, because you are now going into the area of real federalism. Now, when we talk about state police, we all know that Nigeria is too big a place for someone to sit down in Abuja and be talking about what is happening in my village in Ilesa here.
Exactly.
And even when you talk of Commissioner of Police in Osun State, Commissioner of Police in Osun State still has limited power to act on some issues without any bias. We need state police. And the state police must not be the creation of the state. Because, please get me right, we need state police. But we should not leave the absolute power of creation of state police to the state.
Okay.
It must be a joint effort, a well-designed situation, a well-designed architecture of safety in terms of what will constitute the force, how will they operate, the limit of their power, who are they reporting to. If someone within the state is getting absolute about them, who can we report to? No, it has a long way, a very long process to achieve. But in summary, we need it.
But do you think the body language of Mr. President is really showing that it's something he would want to put in place?
Well, my course of study is education. I'm not that good in studying of body language.
All right,
but
Doctor.
for now, the problem we are facing now is economy first.
All right.
Either he's going to approve state police or not. It's not even the situation now. And lastly, on that point, I'm expecting our senators from southwest, from southeast, north central, north, and whatever, to raise it in the house. Because no, we have some problems here. And the problem is we just believe that it is the person that is in Aso Rock that we initiate all policies. Which is not possible. Look, that's one of the problems I have with the Southeast. Up to today, I've never seen any senator from Southeast raising his hands to ask for Biafra country. The same thing, all of us that are clamoring for state police, I've never seen any of our rep or senator asking for state police or making proposing a deal.
All right. Yeah. Doctor, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right, yeah, because of time, we have to move very quickly. You know, when you are rounding off on your point before this last question, you said it's not just about the superficial analysis and some, you know, it's not really superficial. These are stats that speaks for itself, and it is what is happening, by the way. And we're not just having this conversation to bring out the complaints. Is about reviewing what is happening, to know where we are right now, what we have to do better, considering the promise and the hype that came with President Tinubu being touted as a master strategist. And many persons are wondering, is he really what he said it is, or is he overwhelmed by Nigerian situation? You know, being outside of the fold is different from where you are now at the helm of affairs, presiding these issues as well. But then, talking about the economy, and it's obvious right now, the inflation rate, it's has rose from what it used to be, 22% when it came on to, as at August, is now 25 point something percent. And without being an analyst in economy, everybody knows what he used to buy with an amount of money and what that same money can buy right now. Has it made our lives better? Has it made things more difficult? Your guess is as good as mine. And this is coming on the heels of the removal of subsidy, and that has thrown the economy into what it is right now. That's on one part. The forex sector is something that one would not really want to think about. President Tinubu came, and then after some time, you know, with meetings with the people, the fiscal affairs, fiscal policies, the CBN came out and said, you know what, we are not going to have an official rate, so to say, about the dollar or foreign exchange. We are going to collapse it. In fact, they call it flotation of the dollar, or of the naira rather. And now, but then it seems it has not worked. When they came into power, it's less than 700 naira. As of today, it's hovering between 1,150 and 1,200. What has changed? The economy has tanked, isn't it?
Well, how I wish this topic of forex and economy is being featured on a complete program, because it's not a thing we can just gloss over. But all the same, let me give you my candid opinion.
Yes, please.
If we want to even ask ourselves, should the price of dollar to naira be up to 700 naira, where you met it? In my candid opinion, based on analysis, no. Nigeria naira to dollar supposed to be between 200 and 350. Should be floating between 200 and 350. But what brought about this sudden change? Even I'm talking of when Buhari came.
Yeah.
What brought up this sudden change? When Buhari came, it was around 350, and we were shouting there. But people don't even take cognizance of the meaning and the impact of corruption on the economy. During Jonathan, some people said money flowed. My money was flowing in the society. What are we talking about? Which money? Immediately Buhari came, out of the fear that he may change money. Those people that had access to free money started doing what? They started buying dollar. And as a result of that, a great deal of dollar were mobbed out of the circulation due to the consequence of free money in the society, which is a terrible flow. Now, let's come back to when Tinubu came. Immediately, the people were able to buy this dollar and mob it out of the society, out of the economy, I mean. The next thing for them is to become forex speculators. Look, there is no place on earth where speculation determines economy. It is the economy that determines speculation. But this is an abnormal case. Because you have free money, you can buy dollar and keep. Either it's making profit or not, you are not losing anything.
All right.
Because this money does not belong to economy. Now, in order to tackle this problem, they now said that, okay, there is no reason to have official rate and a black market rate. And they now floated it. Floating of dollar is a step. Among other steps that will take place soonest.
All right.
So, for us to have been here, it's not because of change of government. It's not because of anything other than the corruption that allowed free money to be in the society, and the free money is now attacking the economy and the society now.
All right.
For example, now, maybe I got 500 million free without investing in anything, 500 million. And I now heard that a new government is coming that may likely change the naira, the 500 million naira I have in my account.
All right, doctor.
So it is possible that you go into economy and mop it out.
All right.
So this is what we are facing now.
All right. We are being told we have to go. We'll still have you, on one of our programs to discuss, at length what we have on our hands and beyond what we are having this morning. And as we round off, Dr. Gbolabo Oni, who is a policy analyst and, of course, among many other things. But before I allow you to go, Doctor, in 10 seconds, I said it earlier, President Tinubu came with so much promise, especially to some of his supporters, even some persons that are not members of the APC felt he has done it before somewhere, he should do it now. Do you think, because what I said, when you are not in the saddle, you see it differently. When you are in the saddle, possibly the answer is not the same. In 10 seconds, Doctor, do you think President Tinubu is overwhelmed?
It's not.
Okay, all right. We get to interrogate this further, when we have time to have you. Thank you for your time on this program.
Thanks so much. This is a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right. This is where we put the brakes.
Yes.
Right now, talking about the state of the nation. And this is a topic that will keep reviewing periodically. And
I should just quickly put out there, during when Doctor was talking, he said no lawmakers talked about the state policing bill in the chambers. But actually, in 2021, a lawmaker from Akwa Ibom North, Luke Onofiok, actually sponsored the bill for state police, but it passed the first and second reading. But the Reps Committee voted against it, and that was how it died down.
It didn't fly.
It did fly.
Okay, all right. Just to put it there, of course, that's what we do here, saying it as it is. Femi Ojo is my name. May Nigeria prosper in our time and beyond. God bless Nigeria. Please do well to follow us on our social media platforms, on X, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And our YouTube channel is live. Please like, share, and subscribe to Western Spring Television. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
And of course, on YouTube, you can rewatch this episode. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.